All right, take two. All right, take two on this thing. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of these sorts of things from time to time, talk you through some of the questions that I've gotten asked at the gigs, and maybe ones that everyone hasn't gotten the answer to, but they kind of wondered, how did you do it? So I'm a bit casual today in the active wear. I've been a little bit active today, doing some work on my van and on the PA. All right, so the Talkbox. Now, we did a little poll earlier today. It's running for a week. The Frampton versus Joe Walsh. Who did Talkbox better? I'm in the Joe Walsh camp because it's just a little bit more, you know, like, anyway. Frampton's a little la 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 la. Great, don't get me wrong. Feel like I do, you know. And Show Me the Way and all those songs. So the Talkbox. All right. So I'm going to switch you down to this little guy right here. So that's essentially what it is. It's a little box. It's a pedal with 3 controls. I might just bend down and explain it to you. Except I can't because the microphone's up here. All right, so from this side, you've got volume, tone, and then gain, okay? So pretty much that's it, how loud you want it, how bright you want it, and how distorted you want it. So I'll switch you back to here. Now, what you can see on top, let's go back to that camera. On top of that, you can see maybe if I turn this camera on. Hey, look at that, technology. All right, so you can see where the hose is going in. That little black sleeve that the hose is plugged into, let me go down. All right, see that hole? It's actually a speaker. So it's a tiny little horn-driven speaker that when you play the guitar signal gets fed in through there, and when you turn it on, it's an amplifier in a box, basically. So I can demonstrate to you what it sounds like without the hose plugged in, because you can use it as a practice amp. I just need to unmute this microphone. All right, lots of hum, lots of lights in here. That's what it sounds like. It's not pleasant, but, you know, if you wanted a distorted guitar sound at home at a quiet volume with a single pedal, you could do it. You can get away with it. You can turn the tone knob down and away you go. So essentially that's what it is. And on and off. Now the other thing about it is when you turn it on, it mutes your direct guitar signal. So it will not feed back to the amp, which I'll show you. My amp's down there. I don't have this plugged in. So essentially it will mute my guitar. So what it's doing now, there's nothing coming out. I'm just going to plug the hose back in so you can see. Right, hose is back in. Now that hose runs up and feeds up my microphone stand and into this little thing that I designed. Just a piece of PVC pipe wrapped in gaffer tape, starting to look a bit old. And I just run the hose into the side of that so that it's always there. I I made one of these for my friend Luke Lucas because I saw him struggling sometimes with it. So I made a couple, gave one to him. Hey, Luke, if you're watching, love you, man. Hope you're doing all right. Okay, so out comes the hose. So you can see here, this goes into your mouth. So I can't be around anybody in these times with coronavirus. Hey, Narelle. Oh, here, hello. So the Talkbox, the sound gets fed out of this hose. So if I mute that other microphone and just have my vocal mic and I play, you'll hear it bleed. So if I move it closer to the mic. Right, so it's feeding the sound through the tube. I then put the tube in my mouth. Nothing sus here. And then I manipulate the sound with vowel sounds, basically. You can talk as well. But yeah, it's A-E-I-O-U's. And you get something a little like this. Hopefully you can hear it. I might turn the effects on. All right, so that's really, really simple. So I don't know, I can't do any more than that. That's pretty much the Talkbox. I have a little system where I've got a 2-in, 1-out box. And so I run my signal into there. Then it comes out to the Talkbox and the other one goes to my amp. So my amp stays live as well. There are Talkboxes out there, like the Banshee 2, I believe, that does allow the guitar signal to go through. Some history, the original Talkboxes didn't have an amplifier built into them like this one. So if you're just joining us, this is my MXR Talkbox. This is the thing that gets the Joe Walsh, the Peter Frampton sounds, all of that in a simple inline pedal. So it's just in my pedal board. But the original ones were a standalone box with a speaker in it, and you needed to power it by putting it between your amplifier's head and the speaker cabinet. So it needed to be powered by the head. They used to go DC a lot and blow up both the amp and the speaker cabinets, so they weren't great. So over the last sort of 10, 20 years or so, they started putting them into these pedal forms where you could just put it in line with all your pedals. You don't have to run massively long speaker cables from your amplifier at the back of the stage. Yeah, if your amplifier was way back there, you'd have to run not only your guitar leads that run to your pedal board, but you would have to also run 2 speaker cables back there as well to put the pedal between the amp and the speaker cabinet. And yeah, very expensive lessons for some people, blowing up vintage Marshalls. When they sound good, they sound amazing. I think Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi. And then you got Frampton. So yeah, there's not much else to this thing. That's it. 3 controls. Run it up into your mouth. Manipulate it with your vowel sounds, because you know that's how we do it. You can talk through it. Oh, I should demonstrate that actually. So.
Thank you for tuning into my little Talkbox demonstration.
All right, so that is the MXR Talkbox. If you got any questions, Badger, hey mate, you're not actually singing. I'm not making any noise. I'm just moving my mouth around to those vowel sounds. So it's basically miming, and then the notes are being manipulated by what I'm mouthing. So you don't have to sing in tune with it, because the tune is here. The notes are here. So yeah, no need to be able to sing. It's not like a harmonizer pedal where if you don't sing the right note won't come out. The note that comes out every time is the note that you play on this beast. So yeah, no singing skills required. If there's no more questions, I'll stick around for a couple of minutes. But otherwise, I think I've kind of explained how this thing works. If I go off live and if you think of anything, just chuck it in the comments of this video and I'll answer it later on. But if that's it, that's the MXR Talkbox. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll have some more for you really soon. Cheers. Thanks.